I could have done a better outfit choice, I suppose. Hello, I'm Emmet Ryan, and welcome to Ball in Europe. Well, today's video, it's all about the men in green, the Greens, Panathinaikos, the reigning, defending Euroleague champions. Yeah, so they're going for back-to-backs. They've obviously won quite a few Euroleague titles, 70 precise, but of course, never consecutively. Can this be the year they do it? Well, they're built to, and in this video, I'm going to tell you why, the key reasons I think they're in a position where they can do it, and yeah, that's basically what we're going to do. So if you haven't already, please subscribe. That really does help. Ring the bell, comment, share, like, tell your friends. You know the jam at this stage, folks. So if you can get on that, that'd be great. And now let's get to it. So yeah, like you're looking at who they have as the guy on the bench leading the charge, and it's Ataman. And lots of people have lots of views on Ataman, especially Fenerbahce fans, I'm sure, because of his particular love for Galatasaray. But here's the one thing we can say for certain about Ataman. He wins. He knows how to win. Like, for all the theatrics, for all the atomania, so to speak, and the playing up stuff and all this stuff, it's not that he's being a clown. He's not being some sort of pantomime character. It's all factoring into how he takes the pressure away from the guys on the court so they can perform, and he can let all the noise, all the madness come onto him. Now, obviously in DPG, Dimitris Giannakopoulos, he's got a good aid in dragging the drama his way, you might say, but don't Panathinaikos create some of that drama? There's going to be drama in a club like Panathinaikos, a big, big club, no matter what. How you manage that drama matters, and Ergin Ataman is a master at making sure it all comes his way, doesn't go anywhere else. And that's pretty bloody important because it allows the players to perform well. But we'll get onto the players in a minute. But with Ataman, you just look at the certified, success he's had. Like, the obvious one is the back-to-backs with Anadolu Efes, where we'd have been predicting a three-peat had the COVID season not been cancelled. Let's not dance around it. And obviously, don't forget the year before that, he brought them to the title game before the pandemic when they lost to Sheshka. And that was a very, very impressive campaign. He's gotten to Final Fours elsewhere as well. And of course, for me, I still think his greatest achievement as a coach was not with Galatasaray, who he loves, not this POW thing last year, which was big, don't get me wrong, but honestly, his minor treble with Besiktas back in the day, where he took a club which never wins anything, really, to the Turkish Cup, the Turkish title, and a Euro Challenge. What is now, you could argue, either FIBA Europe Cup or BCL. I would say it's somewhere in between. And yeah, he has found a way to do it. He gets the best out of his players, and a lot of that is by bringing it all onto him. Like, he takes on the heat and he plays it up, and he knows how to bring the crowd into it. He knows how to drive people, how to make the fans believe. And like, while he's a heart in his sleeve type of guy, he is quite cerebral. Like, this is the part people forget. When a guy is that outward, that extroverted, like, you actually listen to him talk when he's not annoyed, is the best way of putting it. He is a very cerebral, very analytical coach. And, he typically trusts his own approach mainly being that if a guy isn't performing, he doesn't have any qualms about sitting him, and he knows when to reintroduce him, so to speak. Now, we did see him lean a little away from that in the playoff series, but, he got back into it. So he found a way to win. So yeah, I look at Ataman and I go, he is the package you want for a team, especially a club where there's always this kind of pressure. He is the type of figure you want leading this type of roster. So coaching-wise, you can only give very, very the highest of marks, really. So now let's talk about that playing talent. So at the time of recording, we don't know if Matthias Lasor is going to be playing in Abu Dhabi. We know they're trying to see if he is able to. But even without Lasor, they've had guys stepping up all over the place. The obvious one, Kendrick Nunn, the EuroLeague MVP, didn't have the greatest playoff series. That should have alarm bells for everyone in the Final Four because he will be in makeup mode. Kostas Sloukas, again, hasn't had the greatest season of his career. You feel that there's going to be something in this Final Four from him again. And so it's kind of going, the guys who haven't been performing, I'm most afraid of if I'm an opponent, because that's when, they know how to bring it out. Jerian Grant has been a huge step forward this year, no question about that. Like, he's really, really stepped into the role he has there. Juancho, between last year and this year, is a different player. Now, it's how they manage his minutes is very, very important, because we know between games 1 and 2 in the playoffs, that minute management was not the best. So they got to be smart here in how they use those minutes, because while they are single elimination games, having Juancho dead at the end of the semi-final, if you win, isn't much use for you in the championship game. But then again, Shedi Osman, he brought it. He is like, again, a case of a guy who has evolved his role with Pau as the season has gone along. Like, it hasn't been a perfect title defense if you're looking at it purely in a win-loss, how they got to the Final Four record. Ataman's style, it's almost the ideal type of title defense because it hasn't been a case of we expect glory. It has been a case of, well, we've made life hard for ourselves, boys. Let's show we still have the fight that we can get through adversity. And, it's worked so far. Like, it's third place in the regular season in Euroleague is nothing to sniff at ever, by the way. But, for Pau fans, that was kind of a disappointment. Going 5 games with a ridiculously good FS team, by the way. I think, okay, granted, they had to, they only got the 6th seed in the playoffs. But again, 6 isn't bad. But again, a very, very talented FS team. They're taking you 5 games. Not exactly as panicking as I think, it might have felt at the time. Like, again, now, Pau did not play their best in that playoff series. I think every Greens fan will tell you that. But you know what they did do? They found a way to win. They got through the playoff series. They're in Abu Dhabi. So they've done everything that's needed to be done to still be on course for treble this season, basically. They've already won the Greek Cup. They are in the Final Four, and we fully expect them to be challenging and pressing for it all. When it comes to, the actual title here, it's a Greek title as well later on, So, sorry, my mom's ringing. I'll call her back in a minute. Sorry, it's my phone over there. But yeah, so there's all that. So now there is that question about going back to back. Of all the Pau teams to make it to a EuroLeague Final Four, this one might oddly be the best place to actually go back to back with titles. And part of that is that last season felt like a year ahead of schedule for them to win it all. Like, don't get me wrong, they had invested in all the talent, yada, yada, yada. But typically, with a team with that level of overhaul, it takes a season to gel. And it didn't. It did take a season to gel, but they managed to do it in time for the end of the season to win it all. And again, few key changes this offseason. Obviously, Omer Yurtseven coming in as well. But again, it's a team which is sort of bringing it together. Now, Lesor not being there, huge loss. But still, there's enough pieces. So not necessarily being there. He might be there, but he won't be full fit either. But there are enough pieces there to go, well, this is a side built to win championships. It just is. There's just so much depth in that roster. And they have come through adversity, some of it of their own making. Some of it possibly invented, because you have to have a bit of invented adversity whenever you're an elite sports team. And they've shown they can do it. They've been through the tough bits. They found a way to get there. They know they can do it again. And bottom line is, for all the we mightn't do this, we mightn't do that even Ataman said during the season, if we play like this, we won't be there. If we do this, we won't be there. They're in Abu Dhabi. They are going to be at the Final Four. It is that simple. And they are going to have their shot to retain the title. Same opponent as last year in the semi-final, Fenerbahce. So that is obviously interesting in its own right. And I think they are very, very tooled up to definitely make a run on the title defense. They are more than capable of it. Like I have said all the way since we saw who the 4 teams were, this to me, and I've watched basketball quite a long time, not as long as some of y'all, but a long time, the most balanced Final Four I can recall ever. When I look at the 4 sides, there's none where I think they're a true outsider. And you might go, what? Seriously, he goes, there's always there was always a Loco or a Baskonia or someone, from historical years past where you can go, they're not going to win it this year. Even last year's Fener, no one thought Fener was going to win it last year, apart from Fener fans, obviously. It felt a year too early for them. Now, by the time Panathinaikos got to the Final Four, you felt, they could pull this off. You didn't feel it. There's no team where I kind of go, they can't win it or they won't win it. And that to me is why I'm really excited about this particular edition of the Final Four. So yeah, listen, that's all it is for this video. If you haven't already, please subscribe. I really am enjoying talking to you all in this run-up, this journey to Abu Dhabi. And we have so many videos coming out, it's great. Obviously, lots of content while you're in Abu Dhabi. So if you haven't already, please like, share, subscribe. Subscribe is the important one. Share it, make your friends see it, all that jazz. But until next time, I will see you soon.